Welcome to the RadioU podcast. Coming up, who is Jake Paul going to punch now?
Also, can this Chick-fil-A coffee shop finally get me and Nene to enjoy coffee?
All that and more on the way next. Chick-fil-A is trying something new. 8772 RadioU. Would you try this? A Chick-fil-A coffee shop? They're calling it Daybright. It just opened for the first time in Hiram, Georgia. Do you know where that is?
I do not.
Me neither. They started teasing this earlier this month. So it's basically Chick-fil-A's version of Starbucks.
Okay.
They have an extensive menu of specialty coffees, including cold brew flavors like sweet and salty coconut. Ew. And dairy-free maple cinnamon lattes. There's also protein coffees and teas. They have fruit-flavored beverages that they call fizzies.
Okay.
Of course, there's a peach green tea. You got to have some peach if it's Chick-fil-A, I think.
Yep.
And passion fruit coconut, again with the coconut. And a bunch of other stuff that I've never heard of before. Aly, do you think, here's the real question, Nene doesn't drink coffee. If Chick-fil-A expanded their coffee shop, would Nene start drinking coffee?
I don't know, but also they have a lot of other things on the menu, so you don't necessarily need to just go there for coffee.
Yeah, I guess
like
so.
Starbucks.
You could get the yuzu lemonade.
You could.
What the heck is yuzu?
I don't know. Is that like a fruit or a root or something? Who knows? But I've gone to Starbucks before, and I've gotten their like refresher. Are they called refreshers? What are they?
I think that's Dunkin'.
Okay.
That you're thinking
well,
of.
it's like basically the thing you can go to a coffee shop and get if you don't like coffee.
Yeah.
You know, or you just want something in the middle of the day that's more of like a light flavor thing.
Mm-hmm. You want a lot of sugar, but in fruit form.
Yeah. I don't remember what I got other than that it was dragon fruit flavored, but it was really good. But that's the only thing I've ever gotten from Starbucks. And it sounds like they have some similar things on the menu for this Daybright shop.
They also have protein donuts, 6 grams of protein, an avocado and egg English muffin, whipped peanut butter and raspberry English muffin, and something called hot take sandwiches, burritos. So this is just they say that they're like, if this expands, other than us talking about how we know it's Chick-fil-A, that you wouldn't just know. This would just seem like a completely different restaurant.
Thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then really it wouldn't work on Nene at all.
Yeah.
It'd be funny if he went to this, he's like, hey, there's this new place in town. And he went and he hated it.
Yeah, right.
That would be amazing, actually.
That would be funny. Although I have to say their food items are sounding pretty good. The chocolate brioche with vanilla custard, that sounds delicious.
Is that like breakfast or dessert? What is that?
It sounds like it's a dessert.
Interesting. Here's a real question. Is it open on Sundays?
That's a good question.
Because they can be like, it says it's a completely distinct brand from Chick-fil-A, but like the font kind of looks Chick-fil-A like, and then if it's the only other place in town that's closed on Sunday, we're all gonna know.
Yeah.
It's gonna be Chick-fil-A coffee.
Yeah, it absolutely is. But yeah, that font is 100% the Chick-fil-A font. And because that's the font from like the commercials and everything. But I would imagine they probably would set themselves up for pretty bad PR if they don't close on Sundays.
Yeah, they gotta just follow along. That's the Chick-fil-A way.
Yeah, they set that standard for themselves.
I saw a story the other day about a Chick-fil-A vending machine.
Oh.
That doesn't work on Sundays.
What?
Yeah, that's not a joke. That's
kind of funny.
100% real. I can't remember where it was, somewhere in Georgia. They have a vending machine. It has like wraps in it. But it does not have anything on Sundays.
That's kind of funny.
Which sucks because you still got to eat on a Sunday.
Yeah.
But I guess if they got to make those wraps daily, somebody's got to do it.
Someone would have to fill it up.
Yeah. How are you doing on day 2 of the time change?
Honestly, I feel pretty good. I will say I've immediately noticed yesterday, and this is the one thing I feel like I always notice, is that I get more hungry like earlier.
Oh, okay.
Because my body thinks I'm supposed to be eating like an hour before the normal time that I should be eating. So it's just like crazy with the food stuff. That's what I feel like I have to adjust to the most. And then obviously it's not fun to, walk outside at 5 p.m. and it's dark.
Yeah, that's what I was dealing with. Not even that it got dark early, but I felt like it was so late before even the Sunday night football game started, which is at 8:20. And before that, I was like, I'm already tired. I'm ready for bed. And it turned out to be a horrible game anyway, so it's not like I felt the need to stay up for it.
Right.
But it just felt like it was so late. And I'm looking at it, it's like, oh, it's only 7 o'clock. But that might not be daylight saving time's fault. That might be because this weekend was the teepee trip.
Yes. How'd that go?
The teepee trip, it was so cold.
Oh.
I stayed the night in a teepee. The teepee, not very well insulated. And this was the wrong weekend for that because it was like in the 30s at night.
It was really cold
and it was
weekend.
Cold even before it got down to the 30s. When it was in the 50s, I was like, it's pretty cold to just be out here. But, I mean, I loaded up on blankets. Me and the people I was with, we huddled up like penguins and we made it through. So, but outside of that, like you can't hold the teepee place accountable.
No.
For that.
No.
That was just our poor planning, I suppose. But it was very cool to be so close to bison.
Yeah.
On a ranch.
Did they have any like warnings on the website or anything like, hey, if it's below this temperature, just be prepared. It's going to be really cold.
No, but the host was she gave us like an extra heater that we could use. It obviously didn't run all night, but outside of obviously having a fire because we were camping.
Yeah.
Inside the teepee, you are able to have some heaters. So we did. That helped. And then, just a bunch of blankets. And you'd be surprised how warm. The more blankets you stack on, the warmer you can feel.
Yeah. You got to insulate yourself.
But also, I think this was the last weekend of the teepee being open for the year. So
she's like, just so you know, this is the final time you can actually stay in it because it's way too cold.
But we weren't alone. There was another teepee. There's 2 teepees.
Okay.
And the other teepee also had people at it. So they were also booked. Yeah, we weren't the only crazy ones. The bison were very cool.
Yeah.
They come right up to you, but there's an electric fence so they can't get too close. But it's
like
cool
Jurassic Park.
Yeah, it was cool to see them. 1 billion vultures. That was unsettling.
Yeah, why
there were so many vultures.
Why?
I don't know. You look in every tree, and it was like, are they? And then in the teepee, like there is an opening at the top, which is great for looking up at the stars and whatever. But also, these vultures are like circling around, so a little ominous.
Yeah, I was gonna say they were waiting for you guys to die. Like,
yeah,
that's what
I didn't know if they were waiting for us or like as soon as a bison croaks, do they just swoop down?
Probably.
Yeah.
Right.
The nature was really cool, so quiet. The skies were so clear. It was also the most rustic toilet I think I've ever used. I've used porta potties, but I have never used a toilet that I can remember where I had to cover it with wood pellets after I went. That was a little unusual.
So it was like a latrine that you shoveled.
It was an outhouse.
Yeah.
An enclosed outhouse, but yeah, I had to like use a scoop of wood pellets every time I went.
Yeah, that
so I
helps
didn't go
with the
very many
smell.
times.
Yeah.
I would not stay there if there was no power, no shower. So I wouldn't stay more than 1 day.
Yeah.
It's a 1 overnight thing. But I think you could have a good time.
Did you guys only stay 1 day?
Yeah, only 1 day. Then that was enough. But I mean, truly a fun time.
Good.
I like that there's a place where you can stay in a teepee next to bison.
Yeah, I mean,
I thought that was really cool.
That's a fun experience.
Yeah, and then I got up early to watch the sunrise, and it was in the wrong direction to get a good view of it. So. The Bills beat the Chiefs yesterday in what very well could be an AFC Championship game preview. But doesn't matter, Aly. 8772 RadioU. We both accurately predicted the Bills beating the Chiefs. That was one of the picks we got right in our football picks on Friday. But I said it. I said it on Friday. The Bills beat the Chiefs in the regular season.
Yeah.
And when the playoffs come around, somehow the Chiefs are going to win. Does yesterday do anything to change that? I
don't know. And here's the thing. I didn't get to watch really most of this game, but I do think right now you can make the argument that Josh Allen appears to be the better quarterback of the two. It's not that Patrick Mahomes is bad. Patrick Mahomes has better accolades and overall career as of right now, but I do think Josh Allen is just playing better right now. But you can also maybe say that Patrick Mahomes is surrounded by a team that's letting him down sometimes.
Yeah.
And so it's a close game though. It's one touchdown, so it's not that huge of a gap between these two. And I agree with you that this could very well be the championship for the AFC once again. Yeah, I don't know. It's a hurdle for Josh and for these Bills. They're going to have to cross over it at one point because I think they're going to end up playing them a whole bunch of times in the playoffs. And then finally, until they get it done, it's just going to be that big hurdle for them.
Yeah. Then the Bills, I'll tell you what, winning yesterday does not mean that they can beat the Chiefs in the playoffs. But if they had lost to the Chiefs yesterday, I mean, odds surely would have been stacked very highly against them because then remember they're chasing the Patriots in their own division,
right?
To even have a first-round game, home first-round playoff game. Forget about home field throughout the playoffs, and particularly when you need it against the Chiefs. But even that doesn't seem to matter that much. The Chiefs have beaten them in Buffalo before, so.
But do we really trust the Patriots because there's a lot of games left?
Yeah, but they also have a really bad schedule.
Yeah, but
the Bills lost to the Falcons. Like their defense still is suspect. They got up for the Chiefs game. But I feel like the Bills, I think the Patriots have a very good shot at winning that division.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this. There's really no elite team in the NFL this year, it seems like it, other than, I guess the Colts. I don't know if you want to put them in that, although they lost.
They turned over the ball 6 times yesterday.
I was going to say, they lost, but it seems like there's no elite team.
People were really thinking the Colts should be favored against the Steelers and Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't blame people for thinking that. They were 7-1, and Pittsburgh's been up and down all season, and so yeah, I don't think we really have an elite team this season. So I don't think you can place a lot of trust in whoever has a lead right now, because they might lose that lead, even if they have an easy schedule like the Patriots do. They certainly have a favorable schedule, but I just don't know if I could trust any of these teams right now.
So, any other takeaways before we get to your football punishment from the weekend?
I mean, I am really sad at myself because initially I picked those Seahawks to win, and then something I was like, maybe I'll go with the Commanders. But yeah. Should have gone with initial gut feeling on that one.
Yeah, the Commanders are actually, I mean, Jaden Daniels got gruesomely injured. It was his arm. He's probably out for the season.
Yeah.
But they are garbage anyway. Like, their defense has played so bad. Whether it was Daniels or Mariota, quarterback, or whoever, the last few weeks, they have not played well.
Right.
And it's not just the offense with quarterback struggles. So
why did we both pick them?
Yeah.
What was up with that?
I don't know. Yeah,
what's going on with Green Bay? Explain it as a Green Bay fan. What's happening there?
Yesterday was a sandwich game. They come off Sunday Night Football versus Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh, an emotional game. You get sky high for that. And next week you have the Eagles, the reigning Super Bowl champions, on Monday Night Football.
Yep.
And so, yeah, just one of those games where you're playing at home against a team that you consider inferior, and it's hard to stay focused and motivated. And also, what I'm less concerned about them losing to the Panthers, more concerned that they lost Tucker Kraft, their star tight end.
That's a huge deal.
That is going to be tough. I mean, they have a bunch of other offensive weapons, but I feel like he is the heart and soul of their offense, and so tough to see him go.
I haven't watched a lot of Panthers football this year. I know they're better than they have been, but I will say I'm a little shocked that Green Bay was held to 13 points.
Yeah, well, they were bad in the red zone. They turned it over a bunch of times, but yeah, I mean, you got to be better.
Yeah.
They moved the ball. They just always fizzled out in the red zone. So, but I think, we're going to see a different team that on Monday night against the Eagles than we did against the Panthers this week.
All right.
Aunt Aly lost our football picks. She's got a punishment coming up. Another week, another football punishment. Aly continues to pick against Texas. That seems to be her downfall every week. And so this week, that means your punishment is that you have to do a Monster Mash monologue in the style of Bobby Boris Pickett, the singer of the Monster Mash, which makes extra
That's like a real stretch there.
Yeah, it truly, I think this is a really bad punishment because Halloween is gone now. Everybody's moved on.
Oh no, I'm looking forward to this.
All right, let's hear it.
All right, I gotta get in character here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
I was scrolling through a box score late one night when my eyes beheld a depressing sight. For the Browns were stumbling on 3rd and long, and the whole dang roster was deeply wrong. They did a mash. They did the Browns a smash. They did a catastrophic crash. This isn't very well
constructed.
Like rhymey.
Yeah.
Okay, so back in character. An autonomous flaming trash bash. Their ownership's brains are smashed. The quarterbacks all shuffle like scarecrows. Front office spreadsheets covered with Cheeto-colored woes.
Wow.
Payroll incantations that never summon wins. They brew draft potions but forget the ingredients. Their analytic guy keeps calling timeouts in July. The GM has a dartboard that literally just says, why? The scouts think evaluation means reading tea leaves. They trade away value like haunted trick-or-treat thieves. And ownership, oh ownership, perched somewhere in a tower with the vibe of a Scooby-Doo villain, but less football knowledge and less power. They hire new coaches like they refresh TikTok. Swipe, 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 next. And when the wheels fall off, they shrug. Well, this is what we expected. I don't know. ChatGPT let me down on this one a little bit.
Some of it was pretty accurate.
I think the first verse was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But there you go.
They shovel through quarterbacks more than coaches.
Yeah.
At least lately.
Yeah. The quarterbacks has been bad all time.
But at least you didn't have as bad a week as the Bengals.
Yeah, I mean, the Bengals, that was a sad game. I mean, they played okay. Like, Joe Flacco scored a lot of points for them, and then they still lost to the Bears.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah.
That was rough. So at least you have that.
How do the Browns still lose even on a bye week?
Yeah.
How do they still lose on a bye week?
That's the Browns for you. How much weight would you lose if it meant getting a fancy new car? 877 to Radio U. A gym in China is offering a Porsche Panamera to the first person that can lose 100 pounds in 3 months.
3 months?
Yeah.
What?
So
That's crazy.
I don't think they're giving away a Porsche Panamera. 100 pounds is hard anyway. Like, that really reduces the pool of people
Yeah, I was gonna say,
that could even participate in this.
I don't have 100 pounds to lose.
Yeah.
Can't this be like equivalent to how much weight you need to lose?
Yeah, I think this is. I think they really this guy. I don't know because it says it's not a brand new Porsche Panamera. It's from 2020. It's the owner of the gym's car, and so I guess he has he doesn't need this one anymore.
So he's just giving it
away.
away.
So he's using it as a marketing tool. But it sounds like he doesn't really want to give it up that much because he's offering, you have to lose 100 pounds in 3 months. That's a pound a day, basically.
That is probably way too much weight, in my opinion, to lose in that short amount of time. Like, something is not, I don't know if something's going right in that scenario if you lose that amount of weight that quickly.
And listen to how this sounds like a scam, too. To be considered, to be eligible for your chance to win, you need to pay the equivalent of $1,400 US for a membership to this gym. Now, the membership does include 3 months of intensive training, accommodation, and even meals. So you're probably going to lose weight.
Yeah.
And so for $1,400, if you have 100 pounds to lose, and you may not lose all 100 pounds in 3 months to get the car, but I mean, that's not actually a horrible deal to me.
I mean, if it's covering your room and board, that doesn't sound too bad.
It's
$1,400 for 3 months.
It's starting to sound like a Mr. Beast video.
Right. It is.
And how much, there was just a Mr. Beast video where the guy literally had to lose 100 pounds. I think he had 3 months. And he did it.
Really?
So I think so.
So maybe this is inspired by Mr. Beast.
It might be. Maybe this is Mr. Beast, for all we know. It sounds exactly like that. It sounds exactly like a Mr. Beast video.
I mean, I I feel like it could be inspired by that whole concept. So yeah, this is definitely wild. I don't know. I didn't watch that Mr. Beast video, so I don't know the time frame of that. But in my mind, it just blows my mind to think about somebody having enough weight to lose 100 pounds in 3 months.
Yeah.
Like, I guess that's not impossible, but it just sounds like, whoa. It's just, whoa.
They say that, too, that this competition is ongoing. In other words, until they actually get to 30 people, you're still eligible. You're still eligible to sign up. There's no deadline, except that once they get to 30 people signing up, that will be it. And right now they're at 7 or 8.
Okay.
So your time frame is based off of when you sign up, and there's still a chance for you to sign up if you, of course, were in China.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's a cool idea, and it sounds like the gym is actually offering value, even though the odds of you actually accomplishing this goal and getting the Porsche are probably unlikely.
Yeah. Well, I mean, might as well give it a try.
Yeah.
Give it a shot.
I wish a gym would offer me this, but to lose 20 pounds.
Yeah, okay.
I don't even need a car.
Yeah.
Just I don't know, just something to get me to lose 20 pounds.
What would motivate you to do it? What would you want to win?
Maybe that's the problem. Maybe there's just
nothing.
There's nothing I like more than eating whatever I want to eat. It's our Monday tradition on Radio U, the box office breakdown, 8772 Radio U. Let us know what you've seen lately. We love to see your reviews. What made money and what did it in theaters over the weekend? Allie, what do you think was the number one movie in America?
Did K-pop Demon Hunters happen to be in the theaters again this weekend?
It was in theaters. And it came in at number 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. K-pop Demon Hunters, 4th place in the box office this weekend with $5.5 million.
So for number 1, since it was Halloween weekend, I'll go with Black Phone 2.
Oh, it wasn't Black Phone 2 either.
Okay.
That was number 2.
Okay.
With another $8 million.
Was it Begonias?
No, but that did...
I'm peppering the top 10 right now.
Yeah, Begonia was number 5.
Okay.
That expanded into about 2,000 theaters this weekend. It made about almost $5 million.
What other movies came out? I'm trying to remember. I don't know if I remember any of the other ones.
Well, there's a new number 1 movie in America.
Okay.
Regretting You.
Really?
Yeah.
It did go into number 1.
It got to number 1. Last week it was Chainsaw Man, of course.
Right.
That role was usurped by Regretting You, which got to $8.1 million, just barely passing Black Phone 2 for number 1. And then Chainsaw Man was number 3. This was a tough week.
I was going to say the number 1 movie had $8 million?
Yeah, it was a really tough week.
What?
Check this out. Now, we went over this when we did the weekend watch list. Studios effectively ignored that this was a weekend you could release movies.
It seemed like
they
it.
pretended it didn't exist.
Yeah.
The number 1 movie that was actually a true new release this weekend was Stitchhead, which made $2 million and came in at number 9.
Okay.
Back to the Future was the top new movie at the box office if you count a re-release. That came in at number 6. That made $4.7 million. It was a tough weekend at the box office.
Yeah, seriously.
In fact, not only a tough weekend, also a tough month. This was the worst month for the North American box office, excluding COVID, since 1997. Nobody
goodness.
went to the theaters.
Yeah. Okay. This is pretty bad. I will say there's some big movies still to come out this year, but we've seen a lot of up and down for the box office in 2025.
Yeah, I don't feel like I feel like theaters, not theaters themselves, but the studios asked for this because they just put out a bunch of garbage this month.
They did.
Like the top new release was what? Tron.
Yeah, and that was a total flop.
You could tell from a million miles away that was a dumb thing to put out. I guess Black Phone 2 is the only semi-bright spot.
But even that is just disappointing.
Yeah.
Because it was just not as good as the first one.
So let us know what you've seen lately. 8772 Radio U. We want to hear your reviews. I feel that Allie and I have the same thing to review coming up next, and that is Only Murders Season 5. But don't worry, we won't spoil it. We just did the box office breakdown. Regretting You, your new number 1 movie in America, even though it came out last week, capping off the worst month in the box office, excluding COVID years, since 1997. It was bad a month for movies in theaters. But let's talk about what we've watched recently. 8772 RadioU. Send us your reviews. Aly, I know that you watched Only Murders Season 5 in its entirety this weekend.
I did, yes. Me and my cousins, we got together and we watched it because we love that show so much. I mean, Steve Martin and Martin Short are so hilarious. Like, it is just, and also you have to add Selena Gomez into that mix because the three of them together are perfect in this show. I never want the show to end. But yeah, I really loved it. But I have to say, this was the watch party that almost didn't happen.
Okay.
Because we had planned this months ago. We were going to watch it. We knew that the whole season would be out. We're going to watch it together. So we put this on our schedule for months. And we got together. Now, I had Hulu, but I canceled my Hulu because Hulu has cracked down on password sharing.
Okay.
And it's too expensive to make it worth it if you can't password
For one
share,
person.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
And so I had canceled it. But my cousin Kathy, she has the Disney and Hulu Plus, Disney Plus. And so she was logging us into her Hulu. And there was a whole bunch of problems happening where it just wasn't working. And finally she gets in and we're trying to find Only Murders in the Building. And it's not popping up. We're searching for it. Nothing's coming up. We're going into the Hulu section. Nothing's coming up. And then I notice at the bottom of the screen, it says, your rating is TV 14 and lower. So anything that's a TV 14 and higher is not going to show up for you. So some type of parental control had been set up on this account.
Parental controlled herself.
The adult account on this Disney Plus and Hulu account was set up to not watch it. So she has to log in. You can't change it on the TV. She has to log back in on her phone and change it. And Kathy is scrolling through. There's all of these options of what to set it up as. She's scrolling through, and so she's thinking in her mind, I need to scroll up to allow myself to have all of the access to everything.
Yeah.
And so she hits. She's like, all right, I set it up. We should be good. We refresh it. And suddenly all it is Coco Melon and Bluey.
No.
We're like, wait a second. This is all for babies. What is this?
She Benjamin buttoned her Disney Plus.
She had set it to TVY. And she was like, well, Y comes after R in the alphabet.
My gosh.
So I thought Y was worse. She was like, Y? What's that? I've never seen any Y-rated movies. What's that mean? And we were like, no, that's for babies. And so she had to scroll down to allow herself to have the one that, allowed you to watch mature television or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was the watch party that almost didn't happen. But I love season 5. I obviously don't want to give any spoilers. We did not call who it was going to be.
None of you got it.
We were definitely red herringed with a certain character, and we followed that down the line. And then when they finally do reveal who the murderer was, we were like, oh! So, but yeah, it was a great season.
Yeah, it is a great season. I feel like I walk away after every season of Only Murders feeling like I didn't quite like that one as much as the previous one.
Okay.
But I've never rewatched it, so I don't know. But it's such a comfort show. I'm not saying that I ever get tired of it. I'm like you.
No.
As long as they keep making it, I will keep watching it.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
I mean, it's truly so funny, and I am not bored by it. That's what I love about a mystery show is if it can be, a lot of fun to try and put all the pieces together and figure it out. But sometimes if they keep going for too long, they can get a little boring. They've run out of ideas. For this show, they haven't run out of ideas yet.
Yeah.
And the ending, hilarious for this season to set up for the next season. I mean, we were cackling at the end.
Spoiler alert. The only spoiler is that there is a season 6. They announced that literally the day that the finale came out.
Yeah.
So that's good news.
Right.
And it looks like season 6 will be a fun mystery too.
It looks
based
like
off of how season 5 ends.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a great time.
I'm looking forward to season 6 much more because when season 4 ended, I mean, all respect to Lester the doorman, but I was like, I'm supposed to care about this guy that we'd barely seen in the show.
You didn't care about Lester?
I mean, the season 5 makes you care about him more.
Yeah, and that's what I like about Only Murders is even these characters that you think you might not actually get invested in because they just died, you do. They do a good job of making you invest in.
Yeah, but season 6 is going to have a murder that I feel like you're going to care about a little more. So I cannot wait for that.
I guess I will agree with that.
Blue Jays. More like Blue Jays, BLEW. They blew the World Series this weekend. 8772 RadioU. The Dodgers win back-to-back World Series, the first time that's been done in years. Aly, the Game 7 was a 11-inning thriller. How do you feel walking away from the World Series, another season where the Dodgers win? And where does this World Series stack up as like some of the best we've ever seen?
I mean, anytime you go to Game 7, it's going to be a memorable World Series. That means that both of these teams deserve to be there, in my opinion, and they were evenly matched. That you want to see that for baseball. You don't want to see a sweep. You don't want to see a gentleman's sweep. You want to see a competitive series, and that's certainly what we got. We got several high stakes games with come from behind wins, elimination games, an 18-inning game, and then also extra innings for Game 7. Like, that is a lot of fun. But I have to say, as we both have mentioned, the last thing I wanted was a Dodgers World Series win. I mean, I don't typically like it to see a team go back-to-back, but for it to be the Dodgers, it's just a little bit like, ugh.
The Dodgers
soul-sucking almost.
are so tough to me because I don't hate them.
Yeah.
I'm jealous of them.
Yeah.
But I also, like, here's the tough thing. I've said this before, like, I would almost rather have the Yankees be in the World Series just because then I feel like I have more of a rooting interest because I hate them and I want to cheer against them.
Right.
I don't even hate the Dodgers, even though they spend $1 bajillion, literally like $1 bajillion.
So much money.
How much money did you say they spent on their pitchers that just pitched in Game 7 alone?
Game 7, they sent $1.2 billion worth of pitching contracts to the mound.
Yeah.
Game 7 alone.
That feels unfair, but not like I don't think the Dodgers should be able to do that. It's just what I wish the Red Sox would do as a Red Sox fan. The Dodgers and not only spend a bunch of money, but here's the tough thing. They spend it wisely.
And they win.
Yeah, so you can't be mad. I feel like you can't be mad at it.
But
you just have to think, but it is true that like you think if I can't spend as much as them and they're spending their money wisely, how can we compete? Yeah.
Yeah, I will say though, they have figured out the formula because so many other teams spend around the same amount of money and do not. Not a lot of them, but there are several other examples, whether it be the Yankees, the Mets, even the Braves at some points, they have spent that amount of money and are not getting it done. They're not winning back-to-back World Series championships. And so, yeah, I do think the Dodgers have figured out the formula and it's working for them.
The Yankees are like the example of the team that spends almost as much as the Dodgers, and you look at their lineup in the playoffs and you're like, how is this? How are you spending this money on this? A bunch of these old guys and like guys that clearly suck or past their prime, whatever. What about the Blue Jays, though? They had the lead in both possible closeout games at home, and they blew it. How do you blow that?
I don't know. It's a tough.
They allowed a game-tying home run in Game 7 to the 9-hole hitter.
I know.
And it's not like that was one of the guys the Dodgers were paying $1 bajillion to. It was Miguel Rojas. Most people probably didn't even know who that is or that he was on the Dodgers.
Yeah. Great moment for Miggy Rojas.
Yeah,
though.
for sure.
I don't know what you can say to the Blue Jays. This is just it's so tough. When it comes down to a Game 7, it just could be any little thing, like one wrong pitch, and it all. You upset the apple cart, basically. And so that's kind of how it happened. It fell apart for the Blue Jays, even though it seemed like they were going to pull it off.
Time and time again, they had chances, and so they got to be kicking themselves.
They have to be. I have to say, though, as a Cleveland Guardians fan, I remember when it seemed like, Cleveland's going to win this World Series. It's over. And it slipped away. And that's what felt like happened to the Blue Jays this year. It felt like they had control of this series, and then slowly it slipped away to the Dodgers. As I said, I'm not exactly excited that the Dodgers won back-to-back, but I have to say one thing I am excited about. I saw the video of Clayton Kershaw getting hugged by his family afterwards, and he was like sobbing. And that's what I love to see. It's, I've never been a Dodgers fan, but when you see a guy like that, like Clayton Kershaw, who's done it right his whole career, end his career in that way, that's a beautiful moment.
It is nice, but that's his third World Series.
I know.
How about we spread around the love to Canada a little bit?
I know, but it's a great career for him, and he's certainly going to be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Do you think this was a brilliant move by this employee or a foolish one? 8772 RadioU. A CEO boss of an AI matchmaker service posted out a time off request he got from one of his employees. The employee simply said, "Hello, sir. I need a short break." Or, "Hello, sir. I recently had a breakup and haven't been able to focus on work. I need a short break. I'm working from home today, so I'd like to take leave for the next week and a half." Smart move by that employee to just be so blunt with it and just say, "I can't focus on work. I need a break." Or is he a fool for doing such a thing?
I don't know if I would say he's a fool. I guess we don't know, he or she. We're not sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like I appreciate the honesty to just be upfront and honest. Like, hey, what's making me not able to focus on work is a breakup. Mm-hmm. And honestly, that's understandable. If you go through a bad breakup, you're really not able to focus on a lot.
Definitely going to have at least a couple days.
Yeah, I don't know about a week and a half of leave. That seems like excessive, but...
if I'm reading this right, this employee still, this was sent in like before Halloween and he's still going to be off till the end of this week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of time for a breakup, but I guess to each their own. You know your own strength and body and mind, and so if you can't handle
and
it.
the relationship you'd been in.
Right.
How much effort it might put in to get her back.
Yeah, is that the real thing that's going on here? No. But yeah, you know that what you can handle and what you can't handle. And so it sounds like with this honesty from this employee that they just know that they're not going to be able to get a lot of work done if they try and work.
Now, here's some added context that could color things. The boss said when he posted this out, he said he approved the worker's request without any questions.
Wow.
So I
don't know many bosses though.
I feel like that's a good boss. But also though, a lot of people in the comments on this post were saying, if you're this employee, this means you're replaceable. That if you can go almost 2 weeks without being at work and the boss approves your time off request with no questions asked, like the day you want to be off, that might mean that you don't really need to even be around there. And you might not be around much longer.
Well, what throws me off with this whole situation, whether it be the replaceable factor or not, is that they were able to get this approved with so short notice. Mm-hmm. Like just out of nowhere. Like
he was working the day and then he's like, starting tomorrow, I need to be off for almost 2 weeks.
I get like, let's say like a sick day, or you need to work from home that day because you are like struggling with focus and whatnot because you just went through a breakup. I get that like lends itself more to short notice because you don't know you can't predict when you're going to be sick, when you're going to have a fever or something. Mm-hmm. But, to just immediately be like, I need a week and a half starting tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like that just is wild.
Right.
To me.
You just be like, I definitely need tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we'll just like keep checking in on me. I need somebody to care right now. We have a very special guest on the show this morning. Our Food Fight Wednesday winner from the fall fundraiser. Good morning, Tiffany. Congratulations on winning, and welcome to the RadioU studios.
Good morning. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, we're so glad that, first of all, that you give to RadioU. This was a contest that was open to people who donated to RadioU. Whoever won, which happened to be Tiffany, gets to join us for a food fight, which we'll do in a few minutes. We've got ramen for Thanksgiving, turkey dinner, and pumpkin pie ramen.
Yeah.
Coming up, but we got to let it cool down first. So, Tiffany, we want to find out about you. What can you tell us about yourself? What's the lore that we need to know?
Oh, the Tiffany lore.
Yeah.
The Tiffany lore. I've been a long-term RadioU listener. I started listening back in 2001.
Wow.
When I was a senior in high school, so I've just aged myself. But that's okay. And just really got into RadioU around 2017 after I'd been through a lot of traumatic things, and just found a lot of hope and a lot of help just through the music and the community, I guess, that you guys bring to all of us. So I started donating, and I've got like 16 shirts now.
Nice, yes, you wore the proper attire today.
Yes, that's my favorite one with all the speakers on it.
Yeah,
so.
that's a great RadioU design, all the vintage ones.
Yes.
I love that. Well, you shared with me off the air how you were like, RadioU helped you out a lot, and one thing that you like in the idea of giving to RadioU is that if it helped you in your situation, it could help so many others.
Absolutely, yeah. I just really feel like, we're all here together, going through a lot of different things in life, and hearing about how something can help me maybe could help somebody else. So
yeah,
it's pretty amazing that between like the music and the message here at Radio U, we can do so many amazing things, but also that we still find time to do ridiculous things like food fights.
Absolutely.
I do have a question for you, Tiffany, because we really didn't know anything about you.
Yes.
We just met.
Correct.
And we knew that you donated to Radio U, and that was about it. I want to know, we had a little debate. Do you have any pets?
Yes, I have a dog named Princess Leia.
I love that.
What kind of dog is?
She's a little mix of maybe a little pit bull, little hound. She definitely got some hound in her because she loves hunting. She got a squirrel the other day. I was like, oh my God.
Oh no!
It got away, thankfully. But yeah.
So, and obviously, Star Wars fan.
Yes.
Outing yourself as a Star Wars
Yes.
fan with the name. No.
Yes. Yep. Been a long-term Star Wars fan too. So.
How have you, like, I know different Star Wars fans always have different opinions of, how it's been over the years.
Yeah.
Like, do you think it's really fallen off, or like, have you really appreciated some of the shows they've been putting out? How much are you still in love with Star Wars?
I still love it. I think it's just a fun like fantasy world, and I really like. Actually, they just put out that new Osage Ventress series on Disney, and she's like one of my favorite characters that nobody knows about. So I was really excited that they started giving her backstory, because there was like the Clone Wars animated series, and she had some FaceTime in that, and that's when I kind of fell in love with her. So anyway,
We'll have to look into that. I haven't watched.
She's
I mean,
really cool.
obviously, I've seen the big movies, but there's so much. I got overwhelmed with Star Wars stuff, and I felt like a couple of the movies weren't very good. So I've fallen off, but I got to catch up now.
Well, I've heard nothing but good things about Clone Wars.
Yes.
So I know that is a big one for Star Wars fans, and it's slept on a lot. A lot of like the casuals have not watched it, including myself. I haven't watched it.
Oh, it's really good. Yeah, I'd highly recommend it.
Okay, we've got some Star Wars recommendations
homework.
here. We got homework, and the food is probably cooled off just about the right amount. So coming up next, we'll try the new pumpkin pie and turkey dinner cup noodles for a food fight with Tiffany on Radio U. On the menu today is the new cup noodles, turkey dinner cup noodles, and pumpkin pie cup noodles. These are ramen noodles that are flavored like Thanksgiving, and you just put them in the microwave and you're good to go. Tiffany is here, our Food Fight Wednesday listener, and she won.
Winner.
Yeah,
Yay,
winner.
winner.
So she's joining us here. Tiffany, I'm glad you're brave enough to try the cup noodles that are flavored like
What are you
Thanksgiving.
talking about? Brave enough? She decided this.
I know,
one.
I know.
You were like all in on
I was,
this.
yes. Winner,
So what-
winner, turkey dinner.
Yeah.
right. What intrigued you about trying these?
Well, I do like some ramen noodles like the rest of us, right? And with it being close to Thanksgiving and that being my favorite holiday with all the delicious food, I thought, why not try these out? I think it would be an interesting experience.
Yeah,
So-
be adventurous. And what if these are almost as good as
What if
Thanksgiving
it's-
dinner, and you can have Thanksgiving dinner for $2
That's
in
a
4
good
minutes?
point. Before we try them real quick, Hudson, you can go ahead and take your first bite. But Tiffany, I need to know, what is your favorite Thanksgiving side? I know, to put you on the spot there.
That's a hard one because I like mashed potatoes. I think mashed potatoes and gravy because I love potatoes.
Same. It's a
I am a
classic
potato
too.
girl,
You
so,
have to have that.
So the turkey dinner, that might be, you might be disappointed then, because the turkey dinner ramen noodles, cup noodles, is herb seasoned turkey broth with sweet corn, tangy cranberry burst, crisp green beans, warming spices, and tender noodles. No potatoes to be found.
Okay.
Aw.
The noodles starchy enough. I think.
Yeah, you're right.
That's true.
Did you say cranberry? Because I don't get that.
There's cranberries in it, and if you look, I don't know how evenly dispersed it is, but there's actually chunks
Oh.
of cranberry and the green beans and the corn. Like, those are actually in there.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That's like how some ramen includes, like corn and carrots and peas sometimes. You can get that.
Oh, I got a corn.
Yeah, you kind of
Yeah.
have to search for it.
But it's in there.
Although when you make it on the top, it was all just sitting on the top, and so I had to mix it all in.
Oh, yeah.
But if you don't get any of those in your bite, though, it kind of just tastes like a pretty standard ramen
it
noodle.
tastes
actually.
like a
It's
turkey
not bad.
ramen. Yeah, I don't mind it at all. In fact, I could see myself eating this just as like a regular ramen meal,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I wouldn't even think it was Thanksgiving.
No, yeah.
Yeah. So now we need to try the more, I think,
I'm
unhinged
excited.
one.
Yeah,
about
but
this.
surprisingly, the turkey dinner is
smells
surprisingly good. The pumpkin pie is it smells really strong. The turkey dinner one did too, actually, when I was microwaving it. But the pumpkin pie is in your face. with
It
the
is.
smell.
Smells like pumpkin.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right. Go ahead and try it out, Hudson. I will also say the turkey one looks like regular ramen as far as just, it just kind of looks like plain ramen noodles. This one is like very bright, almost orange, like a pumpkin. It's
Well, this
almost
one
like they
also,
dyed it.
The seasoning was maybe not all of it, but it was very much like setting on top. And you can't stir it before you cook it because the noodles are hard. So, I don't know. An interesting preparation.
What do you think, Tiffany?
Yeah.
It's interesting.
I don't know what I feel about this one.
I mean, we're not spitting it out, right?
It's not terrible, but
I'm
it's
not
like,
mad at it.
I'm
Yeah.
not mad at it
it
either.
tastes way better than I thought.
It does too. I'm like, why do I actually kind of like that? I did not
Wonder if-
think I would like a more sweet ramen.
We put both of them together.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Oh, Tiffany's doing the mixing.
We should have you on every food fight. I love the thought process right
creativity.
now.
Yeah, I don't know. I like it a lot more than I thought I would. I think I actually like it more than the turkey one.
I think I like the turkey one more just because it's normal. It
Okay,
feels
that's
normal.
fair.
But the pumpkin pie, like,
But the normal
I don't know
is
if I could eat a whole
disappointing.
one of these pumpkin pies.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah.
a lot.
It'd be too sweet. But I do think the turkey one to me is a little more disappointing because it's like it's a little too bland.
yeah, good
But
point.
the pumpkin ones are like spot on
Yeah,
for what you would
I
think.
agree.
You almost want
Yeah.
the pumpkin or the turkey one to be worse, but more fun.
More
you know?
flavor.
Wait, okay, Tiffany, these were about $2 each.
Yeah.
Would you ever get these ever again?
I'd probably definitely get the turkey one again. I don't know if I'd get the pumpkin one again.
Yeah.
I
We're
like
all-
pumpkin pie and everything, but I don't know how I feel about it.
Surprisingly,
know.
Right.
surprisingly impressed, but not impressed enough to ever want it again.
Yeah.
Yes. The turkey one, though, it was good.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't taste like turkey Thanksgiving dinner necessarily, but it's delicious.
Yeah,
so.
and it has a turkey flavor.
It does.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess cup noodles. I don't know if it's 2 giant thumbs up, but
it's like
I think they did
one
okay.
thumbs
One and a
up
half.
and one
Yeah.
middle. Yeah, that's exactly
There we
what I was
go.
gonna do.
And Tiffany, thanks for joining us for the food fight. It's been great to meet you, and thanks for donating to Radio U too. We appreciate you.
Thanks for having me. It was a pleasure.
It's Radio U. What is Miami going to do? 8772 Radio U. I'll tell you what. I would hate to be in South Florida right now.
Isn't Mario Cristobal like 4-11 after October 31st
Yeah,
now?
it's really bad. And it's not like if you live in the Miami area, you've got the Dolphins and Miami Hurricanes making you very frustrated. I guess you have the Panthers if you like hockey. But also you live in South Florida, so you just get to enjoy that.
Yeah.
But Miami lost in college football again as a 10-point favorite against SMU on the road. This is a team that a couple weeks ago people were saying was better than Ohio State, better than Indiana. They were the number one team in the country. To which I at least scoffed. I was like, let's see it.
Let's slow down.
Once the weather starts to get a little cooler.
Yeah.
And sure enough, Miami has now lost to Louisville and SMU and is very likely not going to make even the ACC championship game. Forget about the the college football playoff.
Yeah.
What do you do with this, Aly?
I don't know. I am so sick and tired of being tricked by teams like Miami because it seems to happen every single year. And I came into this season saying I'm not going to believe in Carson Beck. I'm not going to believe in Miami. I'm not going to believe in Arch Manning and Texas. I came in with those two preconceived notions, and also Penn State and Clemson were on that list too.
Yeah.
2 have worked out, and 2 seem to be going in the other direction. I think Arch Manning and Texas have figured it out, but Miami, I think that we have been proven right here because both of us didn't like Carson Beck. That this is you just cannot trust this team. Anytime you think that they've figured
Yeah.
it out,
Not-
they're gonna fall apart at the end of the season.
Not with this it's the coaching staff to me. It's Mario Cristobal. It's him calling timeouts last week so that they can run up the score on Stanford and get the cover against the spread. And then this week not being ready to go on the road to SMU, who's still a good team. They don't have the record they had last year where they made the playoff, but SMU's still good.
I mean, their quarterback, Kevin Jennings, was on 1 foot most of the game. Like, he was hobbling around there, and he threw for like 365 yards against them.
The trouble is, you're Miami. The standards are higher. They have a sick roster. Like, they have a lot of talent.
So much talent.
And they're in the conversation. So you have moments where you're in the conversation for the best in the country, but then Mario Cristobal doesn't get the team ready, and they drop the ball, or, late game antics where they just never seem to know how to handle that.
Nope.
And then they wind up losing more games than they should. But you can't just be firing everybody because there's so many other teams already looking for a coach.
I was going to say, this is not the time, place, market to try and find a big coach, because that's what Miami needs and is going to want. Their fan base is going to want that. The people that give them a bunch of money for NIL and will help give them money for a Mario Cristobal buyout, they are going to want a big name coach. And there's just not that many of them going around with how many big jobs are open.
Yeah, it's so frustrating. And you know what the problem really is? Obviously, as a fan, you want your standards to be high, like you should be in the competitive to win a championship. Yeah. And in a way, that's what Miami is. But I feel that while your standards should be high, they're often too high. There's too many schools that have such high standards for the success to go around, if that makes sense.
For what should be reality.
Right.
Like expected
every school,
reality.
Yeah, there can't be 25 schools that all have the expectation of making the playoff every year.
Yeah, it's just
even
not
with
happen.
It expanding every year, it seems.
Well, it's not expanding every year, but I mean, 12 teams is more than 4, and so your chances have increased. They've tripled, but it's for what Miami has done the past 20 years. Again, I go back to that game where they lost in 2001 against my Ohio State Buckeyes. They were broken in that game, Hudson. Broken. Their spirits have been broken, and I don't think they've recovered since then.
They've never gotten it back, even though the players playing now weren't even
completely
born then.
different. Yeah. But I do think since like this 25-year run, like you can point and say they just have not had that, they haven't been the same team. And so really, can you have these high expectations for them? I don't think you can. That's not fair.
Yeah.
They haven't lived up to that at any point.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to. But then once your standards start to drop and then you just start being happy with 9-3 seasons, then what are you? You're
Miami.
Yeah.
No.
The Jake Paul Tank Davis fight is in peril. 8772 RadioU. If you are planning on watching Jake Paul fight Tank Davis on Netflix on November 14th, think again.
Listen to the NF Fear album instead.
Yeah, because it seems that it's not happening. They are scrambling right now, Most Valuable Promotions and Jake Paul scrambling to try to figure out what to do because Tank Davis had some accusations come out against him, some allegations of domestic violence. Of course, this is alleged, but one of his ex-girlfriends I guess claims that he showed up at this gentleman's club where she worked and started threatening her, and there had been previous issues between them, and so blah, blah, blah. Obviously, this all needs to get sorted out in lawsuits and whatever, but not the kind of thing you want clouding around a big fight, and so he's out, it sounds like, and now Jake Paul has to find somebody else half his size for him to punch for 30 minutes.
In less than 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's so quick that I just don't think it's going to happen with that type of turnaround. But I will say, reading this article, the article headline really downplays how bad this looks for Tank Davis, because it was like, domestic violence allegations, domestic violence alone, that's terrible.
Yeah.
But if you look into it, he's been accused of battery, aggravated battery, kidnapping, and false imprisonment. So it's pretty bad. I think that would lead the story for me. If somebody's been accused of kidnapping, seems like that would be the top billing, but I don't know.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. I don't want to get into all the legal stuff, but maybe, if all this is true, the best punishment for him would be to fight Jake Paul, who is twice his size.
Yeah.
and just not get paid for it.
Yeah.
And finally, Jake Paul would be the good guy, seemingly, in a fight.
Beat up on the bad man.
But yeah, they have 2 weeks to sort this out and find somebody for him to fight, because they're going to lose a lot of money, I feel, anyways.
Yeah.
They're particularly going to lose a lot of money if they can't make a fight happen. And make matters worse, even before this came out, they only had sold about 70% of tickets for the stadium in Miami for the fight. So they weren't even getting as much excitement as they would hope for as far as people attending it.
Right. Well, I think it was hard to get excited about this fight because we all knew it was kind of like a farce.
Yeah.
You know, this guy's half your size and
it's an exhibition.
Right. It's an exhibition, doesn't matter. And also, like, you weren't cutting weight, really hardly any weight, Jake Paul, and you were making Tank Davis gain weight to be able to fight you, and you were still like not going to be anywhere near each other's weight. And so we just all knew that this was a joke.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like if rumors are true, Ryan Garcia may be one potential replacement because he's not controversial at all.
Sure.
So we'll see what happens, but why does it always wind up being interesting, even if it winds up being so annoying?
It's so annoying, and also just like expected to see something like this happen.
Remember Bluesky, the once noteworthy Twitter competitor that still exists and some people still apparently use?
Oh, really?
Bluesky is back in the news because they are working on adding a dislike button to the tweets or whatever you do on Bluesky. And so this is less about Bluesky, but apparently a problem on Bluesky is the posts that you do see if you just pull up like the For You or Discover page are pretty bland and boring. I guess maybe their algorithm isn't as good.
Okay.
The thought is that having a dislike button might help improve the stuff that you actually see on your Discover page. Not as many social media sites have dislike buttons anymore.
I feel like YouTube's kind of the main one.
YouTube and Reddit, right?
Yeah, Reddit has downvotes.
Downvotes?
Yep.
Do we need dislike buttons on other social media?
No.
No?
No.
I think a dislike button is the number one thing I want.
No, we don't need it. I feel like you would handle it responsibly. I do not trust anyone else to handle it responsibly.
I think it's like on YouTube, you don't see the count, right? On
you
dislikes.
Don't.
I think that's what we need. We need it posted there. And so that's like, I don't want to see this stupid thing anymore.
But
it would be so cathartic. I don't give out thumbs down left and right on YouTube.
I barely ever dislike it. Most of the time I just move on.
Yeah, and I don't usually see things on there I dislike.
Yeah.
But then it feels so good when you see a truly bad video.
Yeah.
To give it a dislike. And I think on Twitter particularly, that would be so helpful. That would be so helpful.
I know for me, what I usually do is I hit the little 3-dot button and it tells me, like, I get to hit the button of, like, why am I seeing this?
Yeah.
Or I don't want to see more content from this person or this YouTube channel or whatever. That's usually how I tell, like, YouTube or someone or, Facebook or something, I don't want to see content from this page again. Like, this is not something I'm interested in. But I'm more worried about the personal implications of this. So like friend to friend, not from like accounts that you don't know, that are like professional accounts that are posting, crazy memes or TikToks, reposting TikToks, or a YouTube video from a channel that has thousands of subscribers. You're never going to be one-on-one with the person that runs that channel. So I feel like there is an area of separation there. So it's not as big of a deal that there's a dislike button. But when it comes to like Facebook or Instagram or even in some scenarios, Twitter, you may be disliking stuff that's like people you know. So that's more my concern, not the stuff where it's like, you don't even know these people and you just don't want to see that content anymore.
But if you could dislike content from people you know, and then you would stop seeing content like that, wouldn't that make you less angry at that person that you know and you would be fine with them in person? You're just tired of their posts that they reshare all the time.
I'm not as worried about you, like for what happens to you when you dislike content that you don't like from somebody that you disagree with in your life or whatever. I'm more worried about, we've already found that people get gratification from likes. Social media has groomed us in that way. What is it going to do to them when they now are getting disliked?
Well, you don't have to see it. This is for your feed, not for the person receiving. They're not going to get this feedback.
Okay.
Can't we do it that way?
Maybe. I just don't know what this does to our brains psychologically. You know? Are you going to start worrying
when
about...
has that stopped social media before?
Well, that's what I mean. As I already can see this going horribly wrong, and it already is going horribly wrong.
You're probably right. The reason they won't put it on Instagram is because then people would stop using it because they don't like seeing that people dislike their stuff.
Thanks for listening to the RadioU podcast. Don't forget to rate and review the show.